Don't tell me this is about to be the end of me and my relationship with my baby. Like, I'm gonna have to stop smoking because this shit is putting me in the hospital now.
She's so pretty. She know they wanna, but she's so silly. They can't afford her, but all the boys there when she come around my way. Straight out the driveway, head to the highway. Red light, green light, that's the best move.
What's good, YouTube? It's your girl Livvia. Welcome back to another motherfucking video, and welcome if you are new. I am back home. I'm back in my environment. Spring break was fun. I had a little fun out in Miami. I will be back. The next time I be back will probably be the last time I'll be back until I make some changes in my life, if you know what the fuck I'm talking about. As y'all see from the title, I'm about to tell y'all the story of how weed deadass put me in the hospital. Like, I can admit it, like, I think I'm addicted to smoking. I'm addicted to weed. I feel like a lot of people don't think like it's weed and it can do that to you. It's not as harmful as most drugs. And even me, like, I don't even look at weed as a drug. Like, I deadass, the way I see weed is grown from planet Earth. It's natural. It's a flower. How could it be a drug? But anything you consume, anything in life, anything you consume too much sugar, anything in life you consume too much of can have a bad effect on you. So I'm gonna tell y'all that story. I did make a TikTok about it, so if you're on my TikTok followers, you kind of already know like the little story, because when this shit first happened, I made a whole TikTok about it. So I have my blunt rolled right here. It's a little fatty, you know, I like a little fatty. This is my first blunt of today too. Like, I'm dead ass smoking my first blunt of the day with y'all. So now this is not like a story, like nothing crazy happened. I guess it's crazy that I went to the hospital for fucking weed, but it's not like, oh my god, like this is a wild ass story time, if you know what I mean. I think I'm just telling this more to be informative and to tell y'all like there is effects of consuming too much weed and how I don't want that to happen to none of y'all. If you click on this video, I don't want it to happen to you. And clearly you don't want it to happen either. That's why you clicked on this video. So yeah, let's just get right into this. I feel like I forgot how to smoke. A bitch don't smoke for one day and she forgets how to smoke. This happened in 2020. I think I went 2 days or a day without smoking. And at the time when it was like quarantine, a bitch was smoking heavy. Like, I was smoking heavy every fucking day. Like 7 blunts back to back to back to back every fucking day, like nothing, right? And there was a day where I had no weed, so obviously what am I about to smoke? I don't have shit, so I didn't smoke. I was fine. Like, there's some days I go without smoking, there's some days, like, you know, but I think since I smoked so much in such a long period of time, it was like catching up with my body. So it was like 4 in the morning, right? Like, literally my body just started to ache. Hold on, y'all, my girl's calling me. I don't even know what the fuck I was saying, but basically my body was hurting. My body started hurting, so I went to the bathroom. I started to feel hot. I started to feel like I was nauseous. I needed to throw up, you know. So I'm like, I probably just need to throw up. I'll feel better. I hate throwing up. I really fucking hate throwing up because I have this fear that I'm gonna throw up so much and I'm gonna throw up like my organs or some shit. Huh? So I was like, let me just get this shit out of me, whatever it is. Maybe I'm having food poisoning, whatever the fuck it is, and I'll feel so much better. So boom, I throw up. I take a shower real quick, because that's another thing. Like, if I'm feeling nauseous, I need to get in the shower. Like, I need to get in the shower. So I threw up, took a shower, went back to my room, was chilling for like 10 minutes to 15 minutes. I was just chilling, right? Boom, I get the feeling again. I'm like, okay, I must have food poisoning. Like, this is, you know, when you have food poisoning, you deadass just be throwing up. Like, that's just what it is. I throw up again, but this time it's like different. Like, it's not just your regular fucking throw up. I don't know how to describe the feeling, bro. Like, at this point, my body was feeling more than just I feel nauseous. I was having chills. My body temperature was going up and down, It was cold, hot, cold, hot. Then I started to think, damn, bitch, do I have COVID or something? Mind you, like I said, this is at the start of the pandemic. So I was dead ass thinking like I have COVID, but like COVID is not throwing up. Like, but at the same time, like, you know, I don't know what the fuck COVID is. I've never had COVID yet. I don't know, like maybe this is a different symptom. You know, everybody's body is different. So my parents, it's like 4 in the morning, my parents is hearing me literally like fucking throw up. And they're like, are you okay? I'm like, yeah, I'm fine. Cause I'm such a like, when I get sick, I really try my best to let my little antibodies up in my system, my own body, fight it off before I just go and get medicine, or before I go and be like, oh, I need help, you know what I mean? So that's what I was depending on. I'm like, I know I can get myself to feel better.
I just need a cold bath, I need a cold ride, like I'll feel so much better.
Bitch, I did not fucking feel better. At this point, I walked to my parents' room and I was like, not my lighter falling. I was like, I told my dad, I'm like, I do not feel good at all. I think I need to go to the hospital. One thing I do know, because I've been in the hospital because of like stomach issues and stuff like that, is that if you go in the hospital, they finna shoot an IV up in your fucking arm. And once that IV goes up in your arm, you will dead ass be chilling. Like, you will dead ass be chilling. At least for me. Like, anytime I get the IV, boom, I'm good. I'm at the point where, hold on. Why is my blunt not hitting now? It was just hitting. I tell my dad, I'm like, okay, I don't feel good. Like, I think I need to go to the hospital. Because at this point in time, like I said, it was more than just feeling nauseous, and it was starting to be more than just my body temperature. Like, I deadass felt like my body was shutting down as I am standing there telling my father I need to go to the hospital. I'm literally hunched over like I need to go to the hospital, like I can't take it. And I'm a small petite girl, so I'm always so paranoid. Like, if I get sick, like my body is so little, it won't be able to handle it, and what if I fucking die type shit. So I tell my dad that. Before he could even get the fuck up, I run back to the bathroom. I'm vomiting. At this point, when I'm vomiting, my throat is sore as fuck. Like, I'm losing my voice. My throat is sore and I'm still vomiting. Like, I don't know, like, if y'all have ever experienced throwing up constantly to the point your throat gets sore and you're not even throwing up shit at this point. You're dead ass throwing up fucking spit. So you're just literally like yakking and nothing's even coming out. So my dad comes and he finds me slumped at the fucking toilet seat. I'm holding on for dear life, just sitting by the toilet seat because the toilet seat was cold. And like I said, my body was going hot to cold, hot to cold. So I'm just trying to be cold. I know it sounds so fucking nasty, but bro, I deadass felt like I was dying. Like, my body was slowly shutting down. Like, literally from my head to my toe. Like, it was literally like moving down. Like, bitch, you have like 80% of life left in you. Like, it was just slowly going down and down and down. So I was just trying to survive, bitch. I was holding on to the toilet. I was fighting for my life. I was fighting for my life. Like, I wanted to rip off my motherfucking wig too. That's also immediately my dad gets so scared because my dad never seen me like this sick before. Like, my dad has seen me sick, but not like this. So my dad scoops me up. He goes to my room, puts me on the bed. He's putting socks on me because it was like winter at the time. So he's putting socks on me. He's putting a jacket on me. My body at this point feels fucking lifeless. Like, I wish I could describe the feeling that it was. Like, the only feeling I could say is I felt like my body was shutting down. Like, I really felt like I was slowly fucking dying. So my dad is like, do you have COVID? I'm like, I'm like, how would I have COVID? Because I deadass did not leave the house during quarantine. I was on unemployment, bitch. Like, I was living good. I didn't have to go to motherfucking work. Everything where I lived was shut down, so it wasn't like I could just go out and go shopping. Like, I was in the house. I'm like, how the fuck could I even get COVID? I'm telling my dad, like, I don't think I have COVID. It's something else. So my dad's like, we're going to the hospital. I'm like, okay, good. Like, my eyesight too, like, I felt like I was starting to lose my eyesight. My vision was blurry. My dad had to bring me all the way downstairs and put me in the car. He's deadass. That's why I love my father. My dad picked me up, brought me outside, put me in his car, and then we drove straight to the hospital. So like I said, mind you, why is my blunt is like killing my vibe, bro. So we get to the hospital, and like I said, this was when COVID was first like a thing. So they were so strict. You couldn't have nobody with you in the hospital. Like my dad couldn't even come in the waiting room with me. Like he had to wait outside. It was so bad, and I felt like I was dying. So I was just like, oh my god, like I just need somebody. I'm dead ass alone, and I'm sitting in the waiting room for a good fucking 30 minutes. And bitch, it wasn't even the waiting room. Now that I'm thinking about it, it was the fucking emergency room. So I'm sitting in the emergency room, and I'm waiting a good few minutes, and I'm talking to the lady trying to tell her what is going on. But like I said, I'm feeling like I'm losing my eyesight. I'm hunched over, like I couldn't stand up straight, like because my stomach, I'm telling her like I can't stop throwing up, my throat hurts, I feel like I'm losing my vision. Just everything was just going wrong. So a nurse comes and he starts asking me questions like, have I been around with somebody who has COVID, and blah blah blah, you know, like have I ate today, you know, the basic little questions. I'm telling him yes. Like, and the thing that made me think of weed being the cause of this issue is because I didn't smoke, and when I would smoke, since I was smoking so heavy at the time, is I would gag. Like every time I would hit the blunt, bro, like this, I would hit the blunt, and the smoke would cause me to want to gag. So I would gag, but I would never throw up. There's been a point where I would gag so much that I would like spit, but I would never throw up. So I'm like, I feel like that's the issue, because when I was vomiting up in my house, bitch, it felt like the same kind of gag I had when I smoke a blunt. So I'm like, I feel like it's weed or some shit. So I tell him, I'm like, I smoke a lot of weed. Do you think that could be a issue? He was like, oh yeah, definitely. A lot of people come in here for that issue of smoking too much weed and then having stomach issues and stuff like that. So I'm like, oh my god, like, don't tell me this is about to be the end of me and my relationship with my baby. Like, I'm gonna have to stop smoking because this shit is putting me in the hospital now. I'm telling him, and I'm like, I think that's the issue. He's like, we're gonna find out. At this point, I'm still sick too. Like, I'm like, I need an IV. I'm telling him I need an IV, and please something to put me to sleep, because all I wanted was something to put me to sleep. Okay, so I had to roll a whole new blunt because that one was just dead ass killing my vibe. So I have this one. I smoked a little bit of it because my friend called me on the phone. We were chatting a little bit. I finally get into a bed in the hospital. They give me an IV, and I call my friend because I'm literally like, at this point, I'm like laying down, and I'm like, I have asthma, so I don't know why, but I was breathing heavy. I'm dead ass just feeling like I'm trying to survive. I'm dead ass fighting for my life. So I call my friend because she's a nurse, and I wanted to get her opinion and ask her like what medication. He told me this medication, like what is it, like blah, blah. Like I don't know, I just felt comfortable asking her because she already knows. Then the nurse comes in. He's young too, so he's chatting with her. He's telling her what medication I'm about to get and all that shit. He's like, oh, I think she consumed way too much marijuana, and now it's like, pretty much, I ended up having to look it up, but it's called CHS, which is cannabinoid hydramine syndrome or some shit like that. Like, let me look it up because I need the exact definition of it. CHS is a condition that sometimes develops due to long-term use of marijuana. The syndrome causes repeated and severe vomiting and nausea. As CHS is a newly described condition, many doctors may find it challenging to diagnose and treat. So that's literally what was going on with me. I was having non-stop vomiting. Like, it was non-stop vomiting and nausea. And I kind of knew something was up, like I said, when I started smoking, and like I would inhale, when I would inhale the smoke, I would gag. And I think also what doesn't help is I smoke backwards, and backwards is really bad for you. Like, I can only smoke backwards, bro, because I'm so used to smoking woods. Everything else just don't taste good to me. Like, paper is too harsh, but I like paper rolled in a wood or paper rolled in a grabber. I smoke grabber too because it's similar to a wood. But Like, I don't like swishers. I can't smoke straight up paper, like a joint, like a just paper joint. Like, fuck out of here. I can't smoke that shit. It's just woods all day, bro. Now, I can't remember what the medication the nurse gave me, but that shit knocked me the fuck out. Like, I was knocked the fuck out. And at this point, my dad was still outside waiting for me. When I got into the bed in the hospital, I texted my dad. I'm like, I'm finally in, like, blah, blah. My dad went home and I was knocked the fuck out. And then I woke up, I texted him, like, I'm awake, can you come get me? Because I wanted to leave. Like, I'm like, damn, like, what is going on? Am I gonna have to be in here for a long ass time? Like, what the fuck? So yeah, pretty much my dad comes and the doctor gives me these papers on how to prevent any more nausea if I get nauseous and everything like that. But like, the doctors really did not know much about like this, since like I just read it's like a newly found thing. And when I realized I have that shit, I was like, I'm not gonna smoke for a long time, or I'm just gonna stop smoking. That's why I made that TikTok video talking about I'm not gonna be smoking no more. And people was dragging me on TikTok saying I'm crazy, blah, blah, I don't know what I'm talking about. And I'm like, bro, like, literally, like, what do you mean? Like, why would I make something up? I fucking love weed. Like, why would I sit here and act like it's a bad thing when I love it? I'm still smoking weed to this day, and that should put me in the hospital, child. I'm just in love with Mary Jane. Like, I know that sounds so stupid, like, girl, you were in the hospital for weed, but like I said, I can smoke now and not feel nauseous or anything like that, because like when that shit happened, I stopped smoking heavy like I was for a while because I was scared. I'm like, I don't want to go to the hospital again. Bitch, my hospital bill, fuck out of here. I don't want to pay no hospital bill. I don't want to go to the emergency room again. Like, what the fuck? Like, obviously I just need to do better for my health. Like, I need to be better for myself, and clearly that's not good for me, so I had to slow down. I think when I slowed down, I remember I really thought too like it was the backwood, so I'm like, I'm not gonna smoke backwood no more. And that's when I started to get into grabba, and I would only smoke grabba. But when I would smoke grabba, I still had the same feeling, like I was still gagged. Like, so I was like, fuck, like clearly it's not the shit I'm rolling with. I just should not be smoking. But I stopped smoking for a little bit. I was really trying my hardest not to buy weed or roll up or anything like that, especially during quarantine. Like, bitch, I was bored. But since then, I also changed my smoking habits. So like back then, like how I would face mad blunts to the head, bro, I would not eat. I wouldn't eat before and I wouldn't eat after, and that shit would make me have no appetite. So I was skinny as fuck. But now I told myself, like, if I'm gonna smoke, I need to eat before I smoke. I'm not gonna use backwood. Like, I was just like, I made all these like little rules for myself, because I'm like, I want to continue to smoke, honestly, but I don't want to get sick again. So over time, I just fell back into smoking backwoods, but I don't smoke as heavy as I used to anymore, unless I'm like, if I go to like Miami or if I travel anywhere, I'm about to buy weed, so I'm gonna smoke. I feel like I smoke way more when I travel than when I'm at home, because I don't really smoke as much at home. Like, I deadass don't even be buying weed no more, because all we got is dispensaries out here, and like to contact the plug out here is just like, it's just like a lot. And last time this nigga had me waiting for too motherfucking long.
I don't like that.
Bitch, I'm not going to the plug no more. Yeah, y'all, I'm high as fuck. I'm just repeating myself. I'm going in a circle that, like, bitch, I'm high. Oh my god, my eyes is red. My eyes never get red. This video was just to tell y'all, like I said at the beginning of the video, I'm high as fuck, not even gonna lie. I don't even remember what I said at the beginning of the video, but I know I said something. I'm like addicted to weed, because bitch, I was still sitting here smoking after it put me in the hospital. But eventually I'm gonna stop smoking. Like, I feel like I'm starting to like get off of it. Like, there's moments where I'm like, I don't even care to smoke. Like today I was like, I don't even care to smoke, but then I want to smoke. So it's like, I don't know, like when I'm stressed out, that's when I want to smoke, dead ass. I realize that, like, when I get stressed the fuck out, bitch, I want to roll up. So I need to stop relying on weed when I get stressed, because if I don't rely on weed when I get stressed, I probably wouldn't be smoking as much as I do. But I know y'all enjoy when I smoke, so I just really smoke for y'all. Like, I'm gonna tell myself, like, if I'm gonna roll up, it's just for a YouTube video. Good. I don't need to be smoking as much as I do. That's why I always be like, oh, I'm gonna quit. But I hope y'all did enjoy this video. If you guys did, please be sure to give it a thumbs up. Leave a comment down below. Let me know what y'all think, like, of my little story and how weed, my baby, really betrayed me. And make sure y'all smash the subscribe button, as well as turn my post notifications so you can be notified every single time I post a new video, because why you want to miss out on me? Like, it's me. And I'll catch y'all in the next video. Bye, y'all.
I heard they looking for the owe me. A couple of you niggas still owe me. You asked for the goat, so they sent me, sleep.